Hi there. Thanks for joining this session. And today I will be talking about project management and assess and implement changes. As part of this, I would be covering what is that predictive approach and as part of adaptive approach in detail. Having said that, as part of the project management and the changes, the assessment and implement changes. And so, typically, as part of this, the assess and implementing changes process occurs from the start of the project through the completion. So, that is not necessary that at any point of time, there might be this kind of request can come right from the start of the project through the completion of the project. As changes can occur at any stage because the changes can occur in any stage of the project life cycle. Changes request can affect various aspects such as project scope, product scope, project management plan, and component. So these are the components which can get affected because of the changes. Such changes can be proposed by any stakeholders and many occurs as point of the project life cycle. The degree of project change request management that is applied depends on the scope of the project, its complexity. Based on the scope of the project, the complexity, the contract requirement, and development approach being used. As part of this, let me share the PPT. Assess and implement changes. The assess and implement changes process occurs at the start of the project through the completion of the project. This can occur at any stage of the project. So that's the changes can be at any stage of the project. As part of this predictive approach, in predictive project approach, changes are not formally controlled until baselines are established. However, once a project has a baseline, all changes should go through a formal process to assess and implement changes. So every project, if it has to go any changes, it has to, as part of predictive approach, it has to be the project has to be a baseline. The configuration management plan to the project should specify which project artifacts are subject to configuration control. Change to these artifacts requires a formal change request. So if there are any changes, a formal change request will be required. Although changes can be initiated verbally, they should be documented in writing and entered into the changes or configuration management system. Change request should typically include information on the established schedule and cost impacts before they can be approved. If changes request impact the project baseline, integrated changes control measures should follow a formal approved, deferred, or rejected by the designated person. So if any of the thing gets into change request, we should go to a change control board, and that particular request might be accepted or deferred or rejected. Such as the project sponsors, who takes the decisions? The project sponsors or project manager, as specified in the project management plan or organization procedures. So typically, as part of this predictive approach, uh, the scope, the financial, finance, schedule, resource, stakeholders, and this the process, project performance domains gets all gets impacted. So change request, a correct could be because of corrective action, preventive action, or the defect repair, and or some update to be done. So impact analysis is being done, which is based on the scope, finance, and schedule, and considering all the things like what is the risk, stakeholders, and resources. Integrated change control. Decisions could be approved, rejected, deferred, or more informed. Now moving on to the adaptive approach. As part of this, managing project changes typically involves backlogs management rather than formal changes request process. Changes are continuously accessed and prioritized throughout the iterative development cycle. So whatever request or so it will be in the form of backlog and prioritized based, the backlogs are prioritized. Then stakeholder also, if there are any changes by them, it is recorded as a product backlog item and adapted to the backlog. So in this process, based on the stakeholders' request and the as part of the product backlog, things are prioritized before making the changes. So that's what I thought of just discussing with you, um, as part of assess and implement changes. What all the things we need to follow. Um Thank you. Thanks for your time.